How many times have you looked at your bank account, looked at your dreams, and told yourself that tomorrow will be the day you finally start building your financial future, only to find yourself paralyzed by the belief that the stars have not quite aligned yet? Every single day, thousands of good, hard-working people look into the mirror and whisper excuses to themselves, convincing themselves that they need more time, more capital, or a more certain economy before they take that crucial first step. But I am Rabbi David, and today we are going to dismantle that illusion completely because the timeless wisdom of the Torah teaches us something radically different about wealth, action, and the sacred urgency of the present moment. Think about the way we approach life in our modern culture, where we are constantly told to wait for the dip in the market, to wait for the promotion at work, to wait until the kids are older, or to wait until the interest rates drop before we plant the seeds of our financial destiny. But when we open the sacred pages of the Talmud and study the profound teachings of our sages, we discover an entirely different reality. A reality where waiting is not seen as caution, but as a subtle form of spiritual inertia that robs us of the blessings that the Creator has already placed right before our hands. And for those who are truly serious about accelerating their journey, for a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete Torah wealth system, the full architecture of ancient wisdom applied to modern financial transformation. You can find the link in the comments below this video, in the description, and if you are watching on my YouTube channel, you will also see a QR code on the banner of my channel page. Just open your phone camera, point it at the QR code, and it will take you directly to the school. The doors are closing soon, so do not wait. The human mind loves comfort, and comfort loves procrastination because when we delay action, we trick ourselves into feeling productive while actually standing completely still on a treadmill that goes nowhere. And this psychological trap is precisely what keeps so many people aged 45, 50, and beyond feeling like they are running out of time, yet still refusing to run in the right direction. When we examine the root causes of financial stagnation, we find that fear of making a mistake is far more damaging than any market correction could ever be. Consider the fundamental Torah principle found in the teachings of King Solomon in Ecclesiastes, where we are told to sow our seed in the morning and not withhold our hand in the evening, because we never know which effort will prosper, whether this one or that one, or whether both alike will be good, which is a divine mandate telling us that wealth creation is not about finding the single magical moment, but about engaging in continuous, faithful action right where we stand today. In our tradition, we speak deeply about the concept of hishtadlut, which is our human effort, our physical engagement with the world, acting as the vessel that holds the divine blessing of wealth, because God does not drop bags of gold from the sky into empty hands, but rather expects us to create the physical receptacle through practical work, smart investing,
and disciplined money management that honors the gifts we have been given.
When you delay your hishtadlut under the guise of waiting for better conditions, you are essentially telling the Creator that your judgment is superior to His timing, because every single day that passes without you taking financial action is a day of compounded growth lost forever to the sands of time, and that is a tragedy far greater than any temporary market downturn or business setback you could ever face in your lifetime. Let us examine how compound interest operates in the physical realm as a direct reflection of spiritual laws, where a single dollar invested today carries infinitely more value than $10 invested 10 years from now, not merely because of mathematics, but because of momentum, habit formation, and the psychological shift that occurs the moment you cross the line from a passive dreamer into an active builder of wealth and security. Many people assume that wealth is reserved for those who start with massive inheritances or high-tech startup capital, but the Talmud teaches us that a person's livelihood is decreed from above during the days of awe, yet the means by which we draw that livelihood down into our physical reality depend entirely on our integrity, our diligence, and our willingness to seize the mundane moments and elevate them through holy purpose. When you look at someone who has achieved true financial independence, you do not see someone who sat around waiting for the perfect economic climate. You see someone who took messy action during recessions, during personal crises, and during moments of intense self-doubt, proving that courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of action in spite of fear, uncertainty, and external noise. Procrastination is often masked as patience, but true patience in Torah thought is active perseverance, whereas procrastination is simply spiritual paralysis disguised as careful planning, leaving you trapped in a cycle of regret where every year looks identical to the last, while the cost of living rises and your purchasing power quietly erodes beneath your feet without warning. Think about the farmer who refuses to plow his field because the sky looks cloudy or the soil feels slightly too dry, waiting for the meteorological forecast to guarantee a 100% success rate, only to watch the season pass him by while his neighbors harvest abundant crops from fields they tilled through sweat, faith, and tireless uncertainty. Your financial life is no different because every dollar you keep sitting in a low-year savings account or leaking away through undisciplined spending habits is a seed rotting in the bag instead of being planted in the fertile ground of investments, retirement accounts, and income-generating assets that can secure your family's future for generations to come. The Torah places an enormous emphasis on financial responsibility and self-sufficiency, reminding us repeatedly that relying on charity or hoping for external rescue is a last resort, whereas building one's own economic stability is an act of profound dignity that honors the divine image within us and provides us with the resources to support our communities, practice profound charity, and live without constant anxiety. When financial stress grips your heart at 2 o'clock in the morning, it is rarely solved by wishing for more money. It is solved by having a concrete plan, taking the first practical step, and trusting that the Almighty honors the sweat of your brow and the clarity of your intention as you build a stable financial house from the ground up. Let us shatter the myth that you need to be an expert economist or a Wall Street trader to build lasting wealth, because the foundational principles of wealth creation are remarkably simple, rooted in spending less than you earn, investing the difference consistently, avoiding destructive consumer debt, and allowing the quiet power of compound growth to work its magic over years and decades. Every day you wait to begin this journey is a day you steal from your future self, robbing the person you will be 10 years from now of peace of mind, freedom of choice, and the ability to retire with absolute dignity and abundance, leaving your descendants to clean up the financial chaos born from your hesitation. The sages teach us that whoever is wise learns from every person and every circumstance, and the circumstance you find yourself in right now, no matter how daunting or constrained your finances might feel, is the exact launching pad designed for your breakthrough and your ultimate financial redemption. Do not wait for the kids to finish college. Do not wait for the mortgage to be paid off. And do not wait for the political headlines to sound reassuring, because human history has never offered a completely frictionless environment for building wealth, and those who succeed are simply those who decided that their commitment to their family's future outweighed their fear of uncertainty. Consider the profound lesson of Rabbi Tarfon in the Ethics of the Fathers, where we are reminded that the day is short and the work is great, the laborers are lazy and the reward is abundant, and the master of the house is urgent, which tells us that time is our most precious, non-renewable commodity, and waiting around for permission from the universe to succeed is the ultimate squandering of our divine potential. When we examine our daily habits, we often discover that the biggest barrier to wealth is not external economic conditions or a lack of opportunity, but rather the quiet voice of doubt whispering that we are too old, too far behind, or too inexperienced to make a meaningful change in our financial trajectory. Yet the Torah consistently defies human limitations, showing us time and time again that Abraham started his greatest journey at 75, Moses answered the divine call at 80, and countless individuals discovered their true financial capacity in the second half of life when they finally decided to align their daily actions with eternal principles. The illusion of the perfect moment is a trap designed by our fears to keep us paralyzed in mediocrity, convincing us that preparation is the same as execution, whereas true growth only happens when we step out of the boat onto the choppy waters of disciplined effort and financial stewardship. Think about the compound effect of small, consistent financial decisions made week after week and year after year, where saving $50 a week and investing it wisely transforms over time into a fortress of financial security that can weather any economic storm that comes our way. Many people spend decades waiting for a windfall, a lottery ticket, or an unexpected inheritance to solve their financial anxieties, completely ignoring the quiet, steady power of earning, saving, and investing that the Creator has placed entirely within their control through their own daily labor. When you embrace hishtadlut, you acknowledge that God provides the blessing, but you must provide the vessel, and an empty vessel cannot hold water, just as an empty investment account cannot hold future freedom, meaning your physical action is the sacred bridge between divine promise and earthly reality. Let us look closely at how fear of failure paralyzes us from making sound investment decisions, leading us to hoard cash in low-interest accounts where inflation quietly devours our purchasing power day by day, acting as an invisible tax on our hesitation. The sages taught us that whoever calculates the cost of a mitzvah or a righteous action against its temporary inconvenience misses the eternal reward, and the same principle applies to financial discipline, where sacrificing short-term luxury for long-term security is the hallmark of true wisdom and maturity. Every time you review your budget, cut unnecessary expenses, and redirect those funds toward income-producing assets, you are performing a sacred act of stewardship, honoring the resources entrusted to you by building a sustainable foundation for yourself and your loved ones. The danger of procrastination is that it steals not only your money, but your peace of mind, replacing quiet confidence with lingering anxiety about the future, an anxiety that can only be cured by taking immediate, decisive action today. Remember that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now, and the exact same truth governs your financial life. Meaning, no matter what your age or your current account balance might be, your wealth journey starts the moment you refuse to wait another day. Let us break free from the paralyzing grip of perfectionism, recognizing that a good financial plan executed today is infinitely superior to a perfect financial plan postponed indefinitely into tomorrow, because momentum is built through motion, not through endless contemplation. When you commit to this path, you will find that the universe rearranges itself to support your sincere efforts, because when human diligence meets divine grace, extraordinary transformations occur in ways you never thought possible. We must also understand that wealth is not merely about accumulating numbers on a digital screen, but about creating an overflow of resources that allows us to live with generosity, support noble causes, and elevate the world around us through acts of kindness and charity. When people tell me they are waiting for interest rates to fall or the presidential election to pass before they invest, I remind them that the greatest fortunes in human history were built by individuals who refused to let external headlines dictate their internal resolve. The Talmud relates stories of sages who faced extreme poverty yet maintained an unwavering commitment to their daily labor and trust in the Almighty, demonstrating that financial fortitude is an inner spiritual posture long before it manifests as external abundance. If you examine your past decisions, you will likely find that the moments you regret most are not the times you tried and stumbled, but the times you stood frozen at the starting line, letting precious years slip away while you waited for guarantees that never arrived. Guarantees do not exist in the physical world. What exists is faith, discipline, and the willingness to plant seeds in soil that may feel dry today, trusting that rain and sunshine will follow your diligent labor. Consider the concept of tzedakah, righteous giving, which the sages teach us actually increases our wealth rather than diminishing it, because when we circulate money with holy intent, we open spiritual channels for abundance to flow back into our lives in miraculous ways. Waiting for wealth to find you without effort is like waiting for a harvest without ever stepping foot into the field with a plow, a delusion that leads straight to disappointment and regret as time quietly marches forward. You possess within you right now everything you need to take that first decisive financial step, whether it is opening a retirement account, automating a monthly investment, or eliminating a destructive debt that has been draining your monthly cash flow. Now, do not let another month, another year, or another decade slip through your fingers while you wait for the mythical perfect moment, because the perfect moment is an illusion, whereas right now is the only sacred time you truly have to change your destiny. Let your heart be filled with courage and your hands be ready for work, knowing that the Almighty walks beside every person who takes an honest step toward self-reliance and financial freedom. The journey of wealth accumulation requires immense patience, but it also requires an acute awareness that every single moment wasted in hesitation is a moment stolen from your ultimate potential. When we look at the patterns of successful individuals across generations, we consistently observe that their defining characteristic is not superior intelligence or privileged background, but the sheer courage to act decisively when others are immobilized by fear. The Torah reminds us in countless ways that human existence is fleeting, and therefore our stewardship of time and resources must be characterized by urgency, purpose, and unwavering dedication to improvement. Many individuals spend decades trapped in the illusion that preparation is equivalent to execution, reading books, attending seminars, and analyzing market trends while never actually executing a single trade or opening a single investment account. True financial wisdom bridges the gap between knowledge and action, recognizing that a modest investment made today outweighs a theoretical portfolio planned for tomorrow. Let us reflect upon the wisdom of our ancestors who built thriving lives in the face of insurmountable odds, not by waiting for perfect conditions, but by sanctifying the ordinary moments of daily labor. When you align your financial habits with eternal spiritual truths, money ceases to be a source of constant anxiety and transforms into a powerful instrument for good, family security, and community elevation. The danger of procrastination in financial matters is insidious because it operates silently, eroding your purchasing power and retirement security year after year while whispering comforting falsehoods about having plenty of time left. Break through that psychological barrier today by taking one concrete step toward your financial independence, knowing that every small action creates positive momentum that compounds over time into extraordinary results. And remember, if you are ready to take this transformation to the highest possible level, the Torah Millionaire Business School is waiting for you. For a limited time, you can access the complete Torah wealth system for just $299. This is the exact blueprint I have used to help thousands of people achieve massive financial and spiritual success. The doors are closing soon. Click the link in the comments, find it in the description, or scan the QR code on my channel banner right now. But let me be clear. Waiting for the perfect moment is often the biggest obstacle to your success. You might think, I need more education, more experience, more money, or a better market. The truth is, none of those conditions will ever be perfect. The world is filled with uncertainty and change. The only thing you can control is your decision to start today with what you have. Consider the story of a small seed planted in the soil. It does not wait for the ideal temperature or the perfect rainfall. It simply begins to grow, pushing through the earth bit by bit. Over time, that seed becomes a mighty tree that provides shade, food, and shelter. Your wealth-building journey is no different. Every small step you take today, even if imperfect, contributes to a future of abundance. In the Torah, we learn the importance of action and initiative. King Solomon teaches us in Proverbs that the diligent hand will rule, while laziness leads to forced labor. This means that action creates opportunities and opens doors that might have otherwise remained closed. When you take initiative, you align yourself with divine energy that supports growth and prosperity. Another important concept is the power of compounding. Just as interest compounds on money, so do the benefits of your efforts, whether it's learning, networking, or saving. Every day you delay, you miss out on the exponential growth that could be happening in your life. Starting now, even with small amounts, allows your wealth to grow in ways you cannot yet imagine. Moreover, building wealth is not only about money, it's about creating a foundation that supports your family, your community, and your spiritual mission. Wealth gives you the freedom to give generously, to support Torah learning, to help those in need, and to live a life of purpose. The right moment to start is when you decide that your financial success will serve a higher cause. Many people are afraid to start because they fear failure. But remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every setback teaches you valuable lessons and makes you stronger. The Torah teaches us to rise again and again, like Jacob who wrestled with the angel and emerged victorious. You too can overcome your fears and grow beyond your limitations. So today, I encourage you to stop waiting. Take a small step toward your financial future. Open a savings account, start a side hustle, learn about investing, or simply commit to educating yourself daily. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, as the sages say. Your future self will thank you for the courage you show today. Remember, wealth is not just about how much you make, it's about how wisely you begin and how consistently you persevere. Start now and let the momentum carry you to places you never dreamed possible. Shalom.